Yeah, I didn't have it set. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. It's definitely more wintry now around here.
Is it?
It just goes straight from heat to cold here
Yeah.
in southern U.S.
You're in Texas, right?
Yes.
You guys, your state kind of shuts down when you get snow, don't you? You're not prepared with the
Oh, there
salt and
winds
everything.
here. If it even snows here, I mean,
Yeah, it's rare, right?
we get like a dusting maybe once every 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, but the funny thing is here, they'll shut down public schools if the temperature simply drops.
We'll get here. We'll get 2-hour delays. If the temperature drops, but it has to be. I forget what it is. It has to be like the wind chill below 0, something like that. Because they don't want kids standing out at the bus stop.
Modern times.
I am in a NAS 100 long. I think we had news at 8:30, and
We did.
on NQ at a lower level at 21,062, and we got a nice bounce from there. So I took a long stab to see if that can hold. Mark up my levels here on Trade Locker, but we're trading right around yesterday's low. We got 4 minutes till open.
Yeah, I played with the news a little bit. I didn't trade the news, but I played it after it completed. Gold was really spiking, man. God. News came out and it dropped every bit of real estate that it gained overnight and then shot straight back up and recovered itself.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this sorted. I don't know why my monitor's not going, or my chart's not going top to bottom on the screen here.
I'm trying to get this darn 100K account out of drawdown.
Where are you at with it? Oh, did you change it up to a gray, the gray background instead of the white? You've been playing around with it.
Friday. It's Friday, and I've been trading now since the past 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
And by Friday, usually, because that's, again, I always say I trade the London Open all the way to the London close with the New York overlap. But by Friday, I'm pretty tired of waking up at 1:45 a.m. for 5 days in a row.
I get that.
So yeah, so I changed the screen color. That's where I was headed with that. I changed it off that white. It was killing my eyes.
Yeah, that's a little bright. When you look at a white screen at nighttime, it blinds
you up.
Yep.
But
so you're in some gold longs right now?
I am. So I went in simply because after the news came out, we had gold pump off that 4-hour key level that I always talk about. It's always just bouncing up off of it or down below it. So, but it bounced off at that after the news, and I was really just waiting until it calmed down a little bit. And what you're seeing here is these are trend lines. This lower green one is a 4-hour trend line. Then this one coming up above it is a 15-minute trend line, and these are 5-minute trend lines above that. I do it all the time. They work out great. I think I explained a really quick trade I did on Wednesday during our stream that I booked the trade off the trend as well.
Yeah.
when gold came back up here to this higher trend level, I went ahead and took it as it came up above it. Simple as that. And like I said, I'm wanting this account back out of drawdown. So where are we at? 97K. If I close out now, that's, yeah, it get me back to 97. So
yeah, we're in similar boats here. New York is officially opened.
Yeah. And the way I'll play this out, I'll let that 5-minute trend just keep going. I'm going to let price tell me when it's done. So if it comes back right now, I'm not going to be greedy and take profit out right now. I'm just going to let it come back. Hopefully, you know, it peels off way up here someplace. It could go higher. I'm just going to let the market decide.
I like it.
Old school. No indicator. Just drawings. I keep saying that I want to use one account for one style, one account for another strategy, and so on. And I keep screwing that up. I keep mixing my strategies.
Yeah,
it's okay.
it can get hard. Yeah, you gotta like really have that kind of set in stone and planned out. Like, hey, you know, this account, this is how I'm trading it. Initial move out of the gates for New York Open is down across the indexes.
Whoa, gold's pumping. Maybe I will be greedy.
Take a look at gold. Oh, yeah. Yeah, gold's strong. Real strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a real strong bounce post news.
Right. I'm just going to let it play itself out. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just happy to be in a trade at the beginning of the live stream for once. I mean, yeah, I take lots of trades and I don't overtrade. I trade strategies, and as luck or coincidence would have it, most often when we start this stream up, I've just ended a trade or I'm waiting on something.
Yeah, my trade, I was up about I think at $350 or so. My trade, when we spiked down here, came back down to right around break even, small red. We're now bouncing a little bit right around yesterday's low, currently trying to get back above. So my trade's back in profits, but I need us to be on the, if you look on the NQ chart, 21,190 is where I want to see us get over. On Trade Locker, that's this 21,027 area.
Did you mean to have your screen on there?
No, I was just got in there. I mean, yeah, I can throw it up there, but I was, yeah, just this, you can see I have the level marked, but if we continue to reject that level above, I'll close this, but if we can get above it, I like a move maybe back up towards pre-market highs here at 21,200s possibly. That would be an awesome move. That would be ideal. Currently putting in a decent wick on the 5-minute.
Okay, I am partialing out.
Yeah, if we get a pop, I'm probably gonna take a small partial too.
Yeah,
I'm in with 0.05 lots.
You just can't pass it up when the your P&Ls, your profits going up, what, like a whole I want to say like your second digit. So if you have a $10,000 account and you're up 1,000, if you're just 100K and you're up
11,
2,000 or
start to make decisions based off of the dollars. Yeah,
I hate doing that. You're
I
not
know.
supposed to do that.
I know. I agree. I very much think you should make your decisions based off the chart and not the dollars. But it's hard not to sometimes.
You know, it really is. It's hardest for me to follow that rule of logic when I have an account in drawdown.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Funder
Yeah.
or a demo, I just have to get it. I want to safely get it out, and I hear a
Yeah.
lot of people say that too and do the same
Well,
thing.
yeah. Tom Hugard talks about that. You're trying to avoid the pain of being in drawdown. So as soon as you get out of drawdown, you want to close your trade because you're relieved of your pain of being in drawdown.
Yeah. Yeah. Complete psychological, emotional trading.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I do, however, wish at times there was like a clone of me sitting right over here just doing the opposite trades on a separate account,
I wish I had one who is telling me when I was doing stupid stuff. They don't do that.
Yeah, you need like a hologram of yourself just sort of hovering. Somebody like from 10 seconds, you from 10 seconds in the future.
Yeah.
Just call it 10-second Tyler.
Yeah, there you go. Trying to get my trade locker to look a little bit cleaner on here. I don't know why it looks a little weird today. No matter what I do, it looks like stretched. Uduza Jerry. That's a heck of a YouTube name. So what's going on, chat? You guys are quiet today. My Nash trade sitting back at break even. Deciding if I want to shut it down.
With the New York closure yesterday, it did not really affect my trading. London was very unaffected by that.
Really? I didn't trade. I just stayed away from it.
When London closed, New York did not take over very well. You could tell there was definitely a volume issue.
Yeah.
Spreads opened up.
Yeah.
The spread on gold doubled as soon as London closed out.
Really?
Yeah, gold doubled.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
I mean, that makes sense, I guess, with the market being closed.
Liquidity. But again, the luring thing about futures.
Yep. Oh, speaking of which, I was on a meeting earlier. I heard I was told it could be within the next day or two.
Oh, how fun.
Which would be cool.
Get ready to trade contracts.
Yeah, baby. Have you traded any futures at all?
Yeah. And I was going to say, you already are. You are right now. Yeah. I'm not actively trading futures.
Yeah. Futures is definitely my preferred method.
I am really glad I partialed out some profits a moment ago on gold because it just nosedived.
I wish I would have joined you, but
nosedived like yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if 21,905 level can hold held pre-market. Let's see. Although I have my suspicions that at this point we probably at least go sweep those pre-market lows before we do anything else. We'll see though. We'll see.
Check out mine.
Yeah,
my gold is just doing a nice touch off my trend line.
There you go. Okay, so your remaining positions back at break even.
That's my remaining position. It was I partialed out 50% of those two positions.
So Uduza Jerry, so NAS 100 and US 30, they are correlated with the NASDAQ index and the Dow Jones index from the US stock market. So NAS 100 is the NASDAQ index, US 30 is the Dow Jones index. And so those indexes are made up of individual stocks from the stock market. And so are they correlated? I wouldn't necessarily call them correlated. There's probably a couple stocks that are in both the NASDAQ and US 30. For example, I think NVIDIA is in both of them. There's maybe a couple other ones, but not a lot. So they don't have like a whole lot of overlap. NASDAQ is more the tech industry, and the Dow is not necessarily focused on tech. They're also weighted differently. The NASDAQ is weighted based off of each individual stock, their market cap, and the Dow is weighted off of the price per share of the stocks, not the market cap. So the way I would describe them as if they're correlated or not is basically that, you know, when the stocks are moving together, if the stock market as a whole is bullish, I mean they're both going to be bullish, but if a lot of the tech stocks are weak and the stocks inside the Dow are strong, you can see them have divergences. That's actually something that I've talked about on the stream a decent bit, is that we've seen a pretty strong NAS 100 and US 30 divergence recently, where when NASDAQ is strong, US 30s have been weak and vice versa. But that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully that answers your question. If you have any other questions about them, let me know. And then SPX, which is another index that you'll see, would be ES, or it would be the S&P 500 index.
So like when tech is leading the market,
yes,
the NAS 100 is going to probably outperform the Dow, the US 30.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, and like just to give here, I can give you like a quick.
they both, I mean, they're heavily influenced by the big U.S. economy, both together. I guess they just don't correlate perfectly, you know, because overall market sentiment is going to decide that.
Yeah, the Dow also has a lot more or has a lot less stocks in it. It's I think there's not a whole lot. So like I'm looking at the Dow Jones right now. So this is US 30. It's made up of Apple, Microsoft, CRM, NVIDIA, Cisco Systems, and IBM. That's all of its tech. So that's the information technology. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has 6 technology stocks. And then there's consumer discretionary, which is Amazon, JP Morgan Chase, Visa, Goldman Sachs, American Express, Nike, McDonald's, Home Depot. So the Dow is more, you get like a little bit of every industry. So then they have like communications, so Disney, Verizon, Boeing is industrials. They have Caterpillar. If you've ever seen the big bulldozers and stuff. There's healthcare stocks within the Dow, Johnson & Johnson, United Health Group. And then there's consumer supplies. There's Walmart. There's Procter & Gamble. There's Coke. So that's like what the Dow is made up of. And then if you look at the NASDAQ, it's NVIDIA, AMD, Apple, Microsoft, Palantir, Google, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, you know, you get more of a tech focused Netflix. So that's just like a handful of those. Palo Alto, which is like a tech security company. So those are the stocks that are in NAS 100 and US 30. But so when you speak to correlation, Uduza, instead of watching the Dow and or I'm sorry, instead of watching US 30 and NAS 100 together as like a correlated pair, something that I think would be more beneficial to you is actually watching individual names. So like I'm always kind of looking at the stocks too. So like I'll take a look and see what Tesla's doing, what Meta's doing, what Apple's doing, what Amazon's doing, what Nvidia's doing, and I kind of just will keep an eye and monitor those things. And if all of those things are strong, well, there's a pretty good chance that then the NAS is going to be strong. So I think you'd be better off watching the individual stocks that are correlated with the index than trying to compare the indexes together. Yeah, like so correlations used to work earlier, but now not see much. Even USD and gold are oppositely correlated a few years ago, but now they're moving in the same direction. Yeah, exactly. When I first started trading, you would often see the indexes all move together correlated pretty frequently, where if one index was strong, they all were. But as I've traded over the years, yeah, you see a lot more divergences now, which is, I think it's like what the reason you get that is investors essentially moving their money out of one thing to another. The NASDAQ has been super strong recently. We have the whole AI boom going on, which is obviously tech focused. So a lot of investors poured their money into AI, into tech. So NAS naturally had been really strong over the last year or so, 2 years. And since, no, yeah, I guess I think it's been a year or more, but anyway, that sometimes though, like you'll have certain days or certain times where all of a sudden the NAS is the weakest, and like on the day, like why is the NASDAQ the weakest index today? And I think it's just investors who have taken profits on their, you know, some of their AI and tech investments, and they're moving it into more of like a safer, less volatile thing. So like a lot of the stuff in the Dow potentially is you could consider a safer investment where, you know, healthcare, it's not going anywhere. You know, Walmart, some of these McDonald's, like they're all very safe investment opportunities where you're not going to get as much of the crazy volatile swings that you may with like some of the AI and tech names that are going on. So when NASDAQ is weakest, my theory would be that big money investors are kind of just moving their investments around into some safer assets. Dwayne the Grid Grind. Oh, I say Grid. Dwayne the Grind King Richardson. It's a good YouTube name.
Yeah.
I have been chatting. I didn't even look. I got stopped. I thought we'd sweep the low, so that doesn't surprise me. So I'm flat right now. I should have just shorted off my upper level instead of trying to.
I'm really trying to judge this on the closure behind my trend line. So I am staying steady. I have enough wiggle room built in because of even though it's in drawdown, I had enough profit a little while ago. So I definitely will take that in consideration. I want to see the 5-minute candle finish above the trend. It's about to finish above my trend line. Check it out. Look at that go.
Get it, baby.
Ah, come on. Stay up there. It's fun rooting. You know, it doesn't help, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm a hell of a cheerleader for this stuff. All right, cool. I did not follow through completely. I told myself if this thing pumps down back up through my buy range, I would add to my position, and I did not do that. I don't like the way gold's moving right now. It's too much on a Friday. Why are you moving so much, gold? Gold's good for like a Monday date, not a Friday date.
Yeah, I'm torn what I want to do. The trend on NAS or on the indexes is definitely down. I don't know why my brain struggles to trust a downtrend. I don't know why I can't just hop on board shorting. I should be.
Okay, so this is officially my line of change, or you could call it trend, or an action line. I like to say it's an action line because that's where I bought in.
That's a nice hold. Nice hold of the trend line there.
Actually, this is more my safety line now. Yeah, it's holding. Because as this moves up, again, I'm going to let it decide when it wants to come out on a take profit as well as a stop loss. I'm going to just trail with a mental stop, just hover right off that trend line behind it, see what happens. Maybe it'll last one more stick, maybe it'll go for a few hours. Now, what I'm disappointed in, I'll shrink this thing up. Back over here, so this faint amber line here, that's my break for the sessions. So that's all that is. So when Australia kicked in over here and then Tokyo took over, I was sitting around drinking a beer about right there. And I was watching this on my phone. And I already had the trend line drawn because, like I said, this is a 4-hour line right here.
Brian, we're going to give you a TUI. You know what that is?
Trading well.
Trading under the influence.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I wasn't influenced yet. So, but I agree. You could do that. But hey, so if I just kept backing up, that 4-hour trend line just goes. So that's my big ship. Because I always think on trend lines, you got to think of them as like ships in the ocean. You have a giant tanker. It takes a long time for that to turn around. That's how I see these 4-hour or daily, weekly, monthly trend lines. But these 5 minutes and 15 minutes, they can do a 180 on you so quick. But right now I am trading the 5-minute chart, so I'm expecting quick moves. However, what I was saying was this thing came out of the Asia market, man, and just took off in London. It only nosedived because of the US news release, pumped right back where it would have been and took off. That's why I'm trading trend lines today, was because of what I picked up on about, since yesterday. I guess I've been trading trend lines for most of this week. If you go back in my history here, look at this laser show.
Yeah, I know. I've never noticed your charts looking like that.
Yeah, well, you'll still see my key levels drawn in there, those blue lines, but a lot of times I have another chart off to the side doing the trend lining. So we shall see how this goes.
Sorry, my wife walked in, was asking me a question.
No, I was just saying that's usually I have multiple charts open.
Yeah.
Like usually I'm showing the key levels on our stream here, and then I have some of my drawn up charts to the side that viewers can't see that have some of the trend lining, the trend lines going on it. But then I also have other accounts.
Use the trend lines, yeah.
And I'm not using copy software right now, and I really want to acquire some trading. I want to do some copy trading. I'm just haven't really been in the mood to sit down and get all that going.
Yeah, yeah. I've never done the copy trading either. I know a lot of people use it and like it.
Yeah. So I've kind of shopped out some tools by just asking around to people I trust, people who use them, people who are successfully using them. Dimitri, one of
Does
FunderPro's
he?
highest,
Yeah. Does he use
funded
it?
traders. Yeah, I picked up on which one he uses successfully. So you ask around, you shall receive. But yeah, when we're streaming, you don't want to flash up a different name or or a private account number or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta be careful.
So I told myself I would probably start showing everything I'm drawing for my FunderPro trading. I'm just going to do all on one screen now. It
Yeah.
started getting a bit complicated. Um, what really can be distracting, I think, sometimes is when if you're viewing people trade online, and especially if they're doing live trading like we are, 9 out of 10 times they don't use anything you use, and it can look rather foreign,
Yeah.
right? And maybe it even not make sense. So
Yeah. Trading is a definitely a personal endeavor in that sense.
which copy trader is or trader copy is Dimitri
Yeah.
using? I think that's what real life.
What's that?
Real life is asking which one is he using
Yeah.
for a copy trader, and I might have to go back to my notes. I can't remember the name of it. I'll look that up and see. So the reason I'm borrowing some of the trend lines strategy now is I started realizing I was exiting trades too soon. I've been missing out on a lot of profits. Again, whether it's real or it's pulling you out of drawdown or whatever, it's disappointing when I think an instrument's exhausted itself, and then I jump out profitable and realize I could have made 2 or 3 times the amount.
Yeah.
So
That's
trend
why I
lines
think
has always been the only thing I trust.
yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit, but yeah, that's why I like taking partials and then trailing your stop as opposed to taking the profit right away. Trying to maximize your winners.
Yeah. And well, you can get also tired of sitting at the computer worrying about a trade. Should I jump out now?
Yeah.
And I think I exhausted myself on a lot of that aspect. So I'm going to try using some trend lines for a while to help guide me to the exit point. And it's working. I've been doing that for most of this week. It's been working in the sense of it's a lot more relaxing. Just let the market tell me when. Don't worry about it. Don't know, don't care. Just let it dictate to me.
Oh, also for those of you that are watching, I believe Trade Locker now, I don't know if it's ready for live accounts, but you can do it if you have a demo account, I believe. There should be let me see if I have it there, like a studio. I don't know if the studio's in here. But you can see now, and there should be a bots panel. It's on the left side. If you hover over it, it'll say bots. And then, yeah, and then above that, there's something that says bots studio. Here, I'll show my screen real quick. So if I hover over this, you can see it's the bots panel. When I do it, it has no active bots, but then there's the bot studio. And so you can come in here and you don't need to know how to code. It has AI, so you can just give it like a script on what you want it to do. And you can start creating your own bots, and then you can back test them, and it'll show you your data here and stuff. So if anybody's interested in attempting to build out their own trading bots, that's now available right inside of TradeLocker, which is pretty cool. Oh man, that was a good short opportunity, and I didn't take it.
But the market just did a big gap, or our broker did a gap. Do you see on gold?
Let me look.
That candlestick closed at 26.88, and the next one opened below it, 26.85. I'm not even getting a.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
I'm not getting a wick. Now I could switch over to one of my other brokers real quick and see if they formed a wick on theirs.
Oh man, I have I was telling myself to short 21.062 or 29.05 on TradeLocker or rejection, and it gave it to us clean as day, and I didn't do it.
Hmm. 30 pip jump. Time. I'm out. I'm not doing that. That shouldn't have gapped down like that. So it didn't give me any warning. It just. So it happened on the 10 a.m. Eastern mark. Did something happen in New York in that moment?
We started dumping. Yeah. There was news. There was news at 10, I think. Some sort of data at 10. It wasn't restricted, but there was something I saw. That's probably why. I forget exactly what it was.
The consumer sentiment, the Michigan consumer sentiment, that was it.
Yep. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, I see it right now. It won't show up on the. Oh well, we don't do that on these charts.
NQ
it's not red foldered.
Yeah, it's not restricted. There was restricted news pre-market at 8:30.
Yeah.
NQ has moved down a little over 400 points so far. Obviously, it can go lower, but 400 points is about its ATR, average true range. I don't know. I don't want to fight a clear downtrend.
Fight it.
But
go for it, Tyler.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's an ugly move down, but I am considering trying to stab to see if this is the low on the day, that we can get a bounce here.
See what this does. So I re-entered my position, pretty much right where it was, just a touch above it. It came up with such force, and if it goes back down, I'll get back out of it. I'm not going to play that game. Just finish. Tyler, I forget, the account that you're trading right now on TradeLocker, is it a swing account?
I have a swing and a fast track challenge going.
Okay. I am starting to get interested in attempting a swing challenge.
Yeah. And you would play that as in trying to like put positions on and hold them for days and weeks.
Yeah. So I could do exactly this trend trading I'm doing, but do that with analyzing the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour, and using the 4 hours as my execution. Just smoother breakouts, more time to think. I think you can be very profitable doing it on the 5 and 15, but I would love to have one. So there now. Maybe you can clarify. This is a rule that I also thought of this morning when I was having that thought about a swing trade account. Being that it would be, if I had a swing account and I was in a trade for a couple days, let's say I'm going long, but on a different account with FunderPro, I'm shorting something. Now, because they're not the same exact account, overall, that'd be me hedging, but not with the intention of any hedging. It would just be coincidence that one's going long for a long period of time, and let's say I'm doing a 5-minute chart on another strategy, shorting it. The terms and conditions at FunderPro will state that you can't do that, or I don't even know if it's in their terms, or I've heard them answer this question. You can't do that on separate accounts. You can hedge if it's in the same account, but is account defined by your dashboard login, or is account defined by the the funded or the demo account number? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sorry, I tried to make that as clear as possible. It's an easy question.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
If you were doing it with a funded account and a challenge account, I think you'd probably be okay. If you had two different funded accounts, I don't know if that's allowed.
I think I'll find the answer out to at least for the eval challenge side of it, because you wouldn't want to be almost passing one or the other or both accounts, and then you breach one because they catch you doing something that you didn't know was
I'm just not 100% sure how that is. I wish I could answer it better.
Because I don't want a swing account if I am going to counter trade against rules. That would just
I know what you mean.
I have nothing wrong with it.
Question. I can see why you would be different, because with a swing account, you're taking a trade based off of a larger overall move, and with a regular account, you're looking for a smaller intraday move.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe I missed this short. I'm so bad at shorting.
Let's switch over to your screen. I want to see what you're looking at.
Yep. I don't know. It's driving me nuts how which, I mean, if you look at my levels, the rejection off the upper level would have been a great entry, and then it gave us a second entry here, which would have been a good short. She could have got short on a break below here, but this was right after open. I took the longs on this bounce here. So I caught this move here to here, was up like $350, didn't take profit, got stopped. Considered flipping short on this level rejection, and I didn't. So here we are.
Hmm.
I don't know why. And every other previous day, my chart would go from the top to bottom of the screen, and today it won't do it. I don't know why. It's driving me mad. No matter what I do, it looks all stretched out.
Are you sharing the window or the screen?
I'm sharing the same thing I do every other time, I think. I think I'm sharing a window. Yeah, because I don't have like Trade Locker up on I can't get the full screen.
Is it you have it on the 5-minute chart?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the VWAP. Gold is going up nicely.
Gold still strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, gold looks good. Are you closed your longs? Are you still in them? You're still in them?
I closed them when it did that gap down with this long wick. So I did not have to ride that wick all the way down. I probably closed it right in the middle there. Then when it came back up, it was about a minute and a half from closing of the candle. So I reopened my position very close to where it was open previously. I mean, what it did was pretty odd. So I did not have a problem jumping right back in the trade as long as it went right back to my position.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in a heavy enough lot size. Oh, as a matter of fact, so earlier, when it went up, remember I partialed out half of my position sizes. So when this one went back through my entry gate, I loaded back up. So yeah, I actually already made up for that little stop loss.
Looks pretty good. Yeah. Think you could see a new high here shortly. Yeah, I'm torn on what I want to do. I missed a short. I don't know if I want to fight this trend, which seems pretty strong. Oh yeah, baby. Give them new highs. Give them new highs.
So remember, this is just to get my account out of drawdown. Like, come on. Where are we at on it?
Look at gold here.
We are at 98.
Oh wow, the daily chart on gold is strong. Yeah, we talked about this the other day on the stream. I think it was Scrooge who was in a gold long, and I said that looks like a daily buy setup triggered, and it sure did. Yeah, that daily is real strong.
So my my P&L for today is on this account is 3,600. This was like at 93-ish earlier. There. So this is when that funny gap down happened 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago. So I took a, yeah, that's nice. That was a small loss compared to what this account's worth. Okay. It's a high enough run.
What time frame are you looking at there, Brian?
5.
Okay.
I'm going to take half of that one out.
Man, gold futures and gold forex look different.
It should look very similar.
Well, yeah, they do. Like if you look, so like this, we're coming to this like 5-minute double top.
Yeah.
On the forex, but if you look at gold futures, we are not nearly there.
Usually I have it open.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Wednesday stream and this stream, I'm only doing one screen.
Yeah.
My computer for trading, my trading station has been a little bit draggy lately, just lately. I don't know if it's too many charts I have open, too many accounts, multiple brokers. And then on top of that, our streaming software for this. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm one of those that refuse to buy a new computer until it's like old as dirt. So you're saying that on that double top, it's
if you look, so the high on gold futures is 27.35.
Yeah.
And it's currently at 27.27, which is like it had that pullback and it's like starting to rally, but it hasn't rallied near back up toward, not, I mean, it's near it, but it's not, it's like this. If you look, let me look at your screen, go back to the current where we're at currently.
Yeah, 27.89.
Any video
27.88. Okay.
How it was.
I'll get back here.
No, you're good. Any balance, spirit, soul, and body. Any video, real fund, 80-20 share. How it works? I don't know what you mean. Any video, real fund, 80-20 share. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but once you real funds, but I guess FunderPro, the company, the prop firm, they fund traders with real funds, meaning they A-book them. So if you pass a funded challenge, they give you a real funded account to trade with. They don't keep you on simulated funds. And you can take, once you're funded, once you pass the challenge and you get funded, you can take profits on anything over $50, daily payouts. But it's an 80-20 share where FunderPro then keeps 20% of the profits and you get 80%. Hopefully that answers your question. Scrooge movie, yeah, Scrooge is still in it. Hell yeah, Scrooge. You've so I brought up the trade that Scrooge was in the other day. The gold trade. That's awesome. Good stuff, man. You're probably up nice on that one. Nice bounce on NAS and SPX right now. See if we put in the low on the day or if this is just a pullback within the downtrend. I move my heater closer. I'm getting cold. $2,500, but scalp some profits along the way. Nice, Scrooge. Good stuff. Good stuff. Scrooge, he said 2,500 on his gold trade, but he scalped some profits along the way. Good stuff, Scrooge. So gold just made a new high, right?
For today.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
The gold futures chart is still. That's so weird. It's not going back up to that high at all. Real strong rally there on NAS.
Have you seen? I'm going to stop sharing just for a second. But I'm going, actually, I just want to change.
So Ashwin said, can you advise one simple trend following strategy? And Scrooge followed it up with this advice. Large bullish or bearish candle off the 200 moving average. Yeah, I think the 200 moving average is definitely valid. Personally, something I use. Ashwin, I don't know if you're familiar with market structure, as in higher highs and higher lows. But that's how trends are formed. When the market's trending higher, it's going to give you higher highs and higher lows. If it's trending lower, it's going to give you lower lows and lower highs. So make sure you familiarize yourself with that. The way I use it is by using multi-time frame analysis, looking at the daily, weekly trend based off of higher highs and higher lows, and then you can look at the 4-hour trend, the 1-hour trend, and kind of break it down on in each individual time frame. So I try to find a higher time frame chart that looks like it could start trending in one direction or the other, and then on the smaller time frame, find a pullback within that trend to take a trade on. But depending on your personality and how you trade, obviously everybody's different. I don't know if you're interested in more of a scalping or more of like a swing trading. The smaller the time frame, probably more of a scalping. The larger the time frame, you can hold longer.
Scalping, they say. Yeah, I agree with Scrooge, Tyler. That's being directed at you, but
yeah, I believe this. Scrooge said, I believe the swing trade accounts help you with over leveraging. Yeah, they definitely give you less leverage on the swing trade account because you can
more
hold
guardrails.
Pretty strong rally here. I think maybe the indexes have seen their low on the day. We'll see. But we rallied about 150 points off the lows so far. Strong 15-minute close.
Let's do a short on gold.
Ooh, oh, so you closed your longs, took your profit?
I did because I anticipated it going to come back down and touch.
Mm-mm.
And I have, it's not an emotion. It's a getting out of drawdown theory.
Yeah.
If this thing comes down too sharp just to bounce off and prove my trend correct, which I think it will do, it'll maintain itself probably in a long opportunity. But that's a lot of pips back down there. So
Yeah, you just don't want to give that back.
no. But 3 minutes to go on this candle. It's got to come back and take a break. It broke its little test line right there. Watch it not come back now. Darn it. Do that or not. That's right, Scrooge. Oh, gold. Crazy.
Ooh, baby. Gold is ripper Magoo today. It's crazy.
Man, there's no logic to that. Okay. That's got to be the tip. I will play this as a short. Did you know if you draw a white line above it, it will come down?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's proven. It's proven. Watch, I'll take it away and it'll go against me. Watch this. Now watch, it's gonna see. I don't want to do that. Got to cap it off like that. The white line theory, yeah. And if you thicken it like that, then you can go heavy.
Oh yeah, it gets even stronger.
I'm ready to jump out if I have to. I want to take advantage of this thing coming back to touch that trend. It's gonna do it, and I just That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be the 9th green candle in a row. I know that makes it sound like a roulette table, but the probability is it's going to get exhausted, and it's already been going up for I don't know 14 hours.
Oh, I just got logged out of Trade Looker.
This is stuff I can't do with like the NAS 100 or the US 30. I don't practice those enough to know their characteristics. You know, like if I was teaching someone how to trade, I would not show them what I'm doing right here. But this is just sheer experience of knowing that gold exhausts itself. When does it exhaust itself? You know, I was playing with a pending limit order down here, but it took off. So now I'm like, I didn't take it, but for me to be wrong twice in a row.
I got logged out of my account. I'm trying to find my password to get back in.
See, Scrooge, on the 15-minute. This is straight up.
Yeah.
And on a trend theory strategy, most people would say, get ready, because if your trend line starts to look like this, I mean, come on, you know, and there it goes in my favor now. So I'm going to switch back to the 5 so it looks cooler. Looks like a bigger gain. You ever do that? Switch it to the 1 minute so it looks really cool.
yeah, it looks way better. Yeah, for the screenshot. But Scrooge, to get back to your question, do you think the 5K account is too small to trade NAS 100? So your drawdown's probably what, like $500 or something. I don't think it's too small, but I think you need to trade small. And I think starting off with a winner would be pretty big. But I mean, you can use 0.01 lots on NAS and make or lose $200 for sure. Oh, it's only $250. Yeah. So I mean, if you only have $250 worth of drawdown, I mean, you could lose that with 0.1 lot on NAS. I mean, you'd have to have like a pretty big stop, but obviously NASMA is pretty good. I think it would be important that you start off with a win, right? If you start off with a loss on that, I think it would be hard because you could go small as you can, and it's still. I mean, you could probably use 0.1 lots and realistically have I don't know, maybe $50 stops. So you got 5, probably your first 5 trades could take you out if they're not winners. I think it would be tough. Ashwin said for a 200K account, what is the ideal size to trade on gold? There really is no ideal size, Ashwin. It really comes down to you, your win rate, your risk tolerance. If you have a high win rate, you might be willing to risk a little bit more than somebody with maybe has a lower win rate, but they have a better R multiple, meaning that they aim for bigger moves. You scalp and you have a high win rate, but you take your profits quickly. So your risk to reward isn't as good as somebody else's, possibly. And one thing I suggest doing is that when you're considering your lot size or your risk amount, that you base it off of your drawdown amount, not 200K. Because if you're like, okay, I'm going to risk 1% of 200K, well, that's a lot of your actual drawdown. It might be all of your drawdown. So base your risk off of. So I'm not 100% sure what the drawdown is, but say the drawdown's $15,000 on a 200K account, or $10,000 on a 200K account. Base your risk on how many cracks are you going to get at it, right? If you're like, okay, I have $10,000 worth of drawdown and I'm going to risk $1,000 per trade. Well, okay, if you have 10 losses in a row, that gives you at least 10 cracks at it, right? And look at it that way. And obviously, the smaller you size it, the more trades you'll be able to take without blowing it. But I think it's different than for everybody. I don't think it's there is an ideal that's universal for everybody. I think it's based off of more factors like win rate and your personality, your trading style, that kind of thing. Our friend said, I lost 4 accounts, but I'm never giving up. I agree, man. Don't give up. To be honest with you, 4 accounts in this industry isn't all that much. So keep grinding.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, I've lost tons.
I've probably lost 4 in a week before.
But the trick is get funded, get some money, then immediately start passing challenges if you can. It's good insurance for your trading portfolios to have those, because then as soon as you breach a funded account, you just bring the next one up, and that way, and as soon as you pass a challenge, go pass another one. You can be trading live funds at the same time, but always reserve off a little bit of your profits on your funded account for multiple challenges. You can have I think I have overall different brokers. I probably have 10 accounts right now. Yeah,
and obviously everybody's financial situation is different, right?
Exactly. But you can do that on so many levels,
Yeah,
for
sure.
But that's what I was saying. If you get funded, budget your profits, take some to even if it's just a mental file cabinet of, okay, I just withdrew $200. Well, maybe take 50 of that and put it into a little piggy bank for future challenges or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did, and I'm able to go wild on challenges because I don't really feel like I'm paying for
them. Mark said, how do you get rid of the fog that clouds your brain after having taken a break from the charts? I don't know. Maybe I guess you're kind of referring to just like feeling rusty, like you haven't watched price action for a little while, so kind of just getting back into price action. I would paper trade if you're say you took a mental break, whatever it may be, you went on a losing streak, you're going through some stuff in your life, and you step away from trading for a bit, which I think it's a good thing to take trading breaks, whether it's after a losing streak or even a winning streak. Taking some time off, I think, is a good thing. But so say you took some time off, you've been away from it for a while, you're coming back and things feel a little foggy and unclear to you. I would paper trade, demo trade, just to kind of get back into the swing of things. Or even if you don't place trades, just spend some time sitting and watching price action. Maybe just even to yourself, like, oh, this is what I would do here in the situation, and then just see how it plays out. Just to kind of get a feel for the charts again. But if you're not feeling confident, if you're feeling cloudy, if you don't have strong views on what's happening and confidence in what you're doing, I wouldn't put actual money on the line. Morning action, morning action. Ash Win said, "What is the best for scalp? Which time frame is best on gold?" Once again, I think this is more of a personal thing. Like I mentioned before, I use multiple time frames, right? I've talked about this on the stream here before, but the way I use multi time frames in conjunction with each other is, for example, say the daily chart is in an uptrend and then it gets a pullback. So the chart is at a point in time where I think the daily chart has pulled back and could hold here and resume its uptrend. So if I think the daily chart is in that stance, I then scale down to a smaller time frame. 2 minute is the smallest I use, and I start to watch the 2 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute. And once the 2 minute has flipped into an uptrend, because when the daily chart got that pullback, right? So the daily chart's in an uptrend. When it got a pullback, the 4 hour, the hourly, the 15 minute, the 5 minute, those all had to flip into downtrends, right? Now, the daily chart maybe hasn't flipped into a downtrend yet. It's just still in a pullback. It hasn't actually flipped structure, right? So now I think the daily chart is at a good place where we could rally for longs. So then I'll scale down into the 2 minute, 5 minute chart and look for a trend flip where we start to make higher highs and higher lows on a 2 minute or a 5 minute. And then I look for an entry, which isn't I'm not a scalper, so the way I'm doing that is the reason I'm doing that is because I think the daily chart's going to be strong or going to hold here. So I'm entering on a smaller time frame to give myself the best risk to reward, but then I'm going to try to hold it for a bigger move based on the higher time frame chart. Is how I do it. But I mean, so also time, like price action on different time frames, like it all correlates. So like things that happen on the 1 minute in terms of price action are the same thing that happen on the daily. It's just the time in which they last, the strength with which they happen. But once again, Ash, nothing in trading is ever going to be universal. Hey, this is the best for everyone. It's really finding what fits for your personality and what's best for you.
I like to check out the average range dollar amount that the instrument can move during one trading day. And if you knowing the range of the dollar amount that it can move during a single 5 minute bar, and if that suits your personality, that's something you can. And then what you would do is measure how many pips that average range is, or set yourself up, go back, look at 1 day of charting, put your strategy in, see where you would have put a stop loss, measure how much you would have lost, because successful trading is all about managing your losses. It's pretty easy to win. It's hard to control losses.
Yeah.
That's how I've always chosen, regardless of the size of the account, how much lot size should I trade. You can use the tools on trade locker, you can, you set the risk and gives you the percentage or the dollar amount you could lose. But I like to look at the, so when I've been studying NAS 100 lately so that I can trade along with Tyler, I've been studying the value that it can move in a day and the value it can move on the 5-minute bars, because my personality is I like to trade on the 5-minute charts. So find out what those average bars are that you like to trade on, throw it to your strategy, measure the stop loss, and boom, I think you find a way. And everything Tyler said.
Ashwin said, which indicator is best for trend following scalp trade? I think EMAs. I know some people use like a 7 or 9 day EMA. Some people use like a 21-day EMA. But I think EMAs are solid for trend following.
Yeah. To get deeper, like here's how I scalp. If I want to scalp, do like a it's recommended. What is this? On take 2 EMAs, like Tyler said. If it's gold works really good on the 5 and the 10 EMA. And then coincide that with the momentum of the MACD. This gets really into technical indicators. I would never use this for something other than scalping, and I do it all the time successfully. So this is so simple. I just want to change the color of the canvas here so it's more visible. Okay, that'll do it. Good enough, I guess. So a heck of a scalping strategy. So this is the MACD, even though it doesn't look like what a lot of people normally view it as. And what I have is these little X's, those little crosses occurring every time the 5 and the 10 EMA cross. When they cross, you would also wait for the momentum to pick up. So you're never gonna truly, in this strategy, you're never gonna truly catch a big move, but that's not what scalping is about. It's not about catching a big move. It's just about going in and out, in and out, in and out, and taking lots of breadcrumbs out of the big pie. So some examples would be, if that's visible, but this would be an entry point right there, and this would be an entry point confirmed on the second confluence because you had a MACD crossover right there. And the only thing people would really they'd go, okay, fine. So when both of them are going down, hit it. When both are going up, hit it. But the question people would ask normally, at least to me on this, is, yeah, but I don't understand your MACD. And it is simply, I think the way people are used to seeing it, I have it in a scalping model right now, is I switched. So that's the signal and the MACD line. But people are accustomed to seeing it like this, right? I think if you're scalping, and there's so many ways to scalp. I was just answering your question to give you something. This works. This is the model I was using to get about like on a 100K account, $1,000 a day. It goes against you when things get rocky. But the point is so as soon as what you're going to do is you set really tight stop losses. Your stop losses are going to be, shoot, on gold, 5 pips. It's really short. But a lot of the times on these wasted crossovers, you wouldn't have taken them because the momentum of the MACD wouldn't have matched it. So you rule out, by having that second confluence, you rule out 50% of the failures, of the false jumps. What do you think, Tyler? That's one of 1 million scalping ideas.
Yeah.
There's only a few that I use. There's only a couple. Like I just don't like to overstudy scalping.
Yeah, I think trend following, that the EMAs are definitely a solid solid way to do it.
And the settings on that MACD are just the average settings, default settings.
Ashwin asks, where is the ideal stop loss in this example?
Average stop loss?
Like she, I'm not sure, asked where the ideal stop loss is. Like if you're gonna take a scalp, I personally use like the candles that I use for entry. So I enter longs typically on a break above a previous candle, or shorts on a break below a previous candle, and then place the stop loss either below or above the kind of the signal bar. I use like kind of a 1-2 candle stop loss when I'm trading.
Trying to get an example. See, this would have gone down. You would have scalped those candles. This one you would not have taken because the MACD is below the signal line and it did instantly collapse. You would take it. You would have taken it possibly here. You would have fallen back. So the way I do it, here's a modification to the scalping technique I use. If when your two confluences match up, if it's on a bigger candle, then I always will wait for the pullback. I want that pullback to come in and touch one of these EMAs, or at least get in between them. In this case, it would have been right here. You would have gone in right around in there, and you would have rode that ridiculous candle up and known that you're only going to take these for like 1 and 2 candle profits. But what you're going to watch out for, I think the better question would be if you asked, how do I beat the spread? If I'm trading Forex with gold, for example, which has a low spread, but if you're scalping, that spread can kill so much or most of your scalping profits. At the end of the day, you may find yourself breaking even. You could say, wow, I had 20 wins and only 5 losses, but I still lost money. And it's going to be because fees, all of this. So another huge question, and Tyler might agree, if you choose to do some scalping, time of day is a very important factor.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Don't scalp. I would never scalp anywhere close to the New York Open. Just instant out.
Yeah. New York Open, things get volatile.
Yeah. After the New York Open, you could spend the whole day waiting for a scalp and it never happened, like this. I would have never been able to scalp. But so scalping, I like scalping during London. I think the London session, I mean, you get a lot less news. The moves can be slower. You got plenty of time to get out. So on my scalping, I make most money from scalping during London. And the way I employ it is I'll be using my main strategy, and then I'll do what they call umbrella scalping. Some people call it that. So like if I have a position that I'm swinging or going on a trend line, I know I'm going to be in it for an hour or so. And say I went long, then I'm only going to be scalping in long positions. So when this particular double confluence says so, which is another way to rule out going the wrong direction during a scalp.
Well, we got a solid bounce on the indexes, but we're now rejecting. Rejecting. Looks like we may be resuming. The 15-minute definitely looks like just we got a 15-minute pullback. We just triggered a 15-minute sell. Pretty harsh pullback after a pretty strong rally.
I'm happy with this little short that I did.
Yeah, that was nice. You played that nicely.
I think I'm going to jump completely out now. It could go lower, but that's not true trend line trading. It is a little bit, but
yeah,
it is in the fact that I could now take a trend down and say, okay, it's going to come up to this line. I'm going to play the bounce play off that, but I'm keeping it basic. I'm going to exit that because it did come down and pretty much touch that trend like I wanted it to. Okay, so today, this is how much that was in drawdown.
We agree, baby.
Today was a 5,400 on a 100K account. This was at 93-ish. Do the math on that real quick. So yeah.
Nice day. Nice day, Brian.
93,000 up to 98.5. By Monday, you know, if I don't take any major risks, this thing will definitely be back positive. Although I might take one of the accounts that I have that's already not in drawdown. Might make for better viewing for folks. And as I'm locking in a technique for trading on the live stream, I'm getting closer to trading live funds for people to see. I've also been wondering if people are, I'm sure people are sometimes interested to see what does a payout look like? What's the payout process at FunderPro? What do you go in, click, withdraw? You know, how you do that. But we're certainly not here to trade just to trade, to show people. Although I think I did that, Tyler, on NAS 100 on Wednesday.
Yeah. I've definitely taken a couple of trades just for the sake of trading for the stream. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I took one for the team. I don't know. No,
yeah, that's right.
It was stupid.
That day, Brian, that was actually what? That was Wednesday, right? We were in that range. We ranged, and I said we both took some shorts. I think we stopped out on, and I said, you know what? We're probably just gonna sweep these highs to new highs, and then we'll get the dump. And that's what we did. We swept the highs, immediately dumped down and made new lows, and then rallied back into the range and stayed there the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was we talked about how we expected a classic range day. That was a classic range day on Wednesday. You closed your gold shorts?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Well, good day, good session. Another missed short opportunity for me, but it's all right. It's all right. We not too much damage done.
Well, we'll come back even stronger next week.
That's right. All right. Well, I gotta run and take care of a couple things. I know it's a few minutes early today, but I think we're gonna just wrap it up. But good session. Thanks for joining, everyone, and we'll see you guys again next week on Monday.
Right.
Also, too, I want to start incorporating a couple, like, I don't know, specific segments. So if you guys have any ideas with what you'd like to see on the stream or on the stream, you know, feel free to reach out to the FunderPro social media pages, leave comments what you guys want to see, comment on this video down below, what kind of things, what else you guys would like to see on the stream. I'd like to kind of create a couple a couple of segments that we do that you guys enjoy, whether it's education, whether it's fun. You know, I think we've talked about. I think we're going to try to get some more of the Funder Pro funded traders who consistently get payouts. We're going to try to start bringing them on more and doing live interviews, I think. So hopefully we can get like Dimitri on a day, couple other of the guys. No giveaway on this live. I think we will maybe get into those a little bit this year, but not yet. Also, reminder, Funder Pro Futures, I think, is going to be within the next day or two. So keep an eye out for that, FunderProFutures.com. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Take care.
Peace out, everybody.